when they met 5 weeks ago in Thurles, Tip were a beaten team by half-time, so pride was at stake today. Commentary on this one is by Ger Canning.
Clare's Conor McGrath scored a hat-trick of goals when these teams last met in Semple Stadium. Today he's part of a team showing 5 changes from the win over Laois. Donald Toohey returns in goal, Jack Brown starts at cornerback, and places also today for Colm Galvin, Podge Collins and Cathal McInerney. Tipperary's problems at the back against Cork, where 4 goals and 19 points was conceded, result in a recall for Darren Gleeson in goal. And starts for Cathal Barrett, Michael Cahill and Pádraig Maher among the backs, with Patrick Bonner-Maher selected at half forward. John O'Dwyer excelled in that quarter-final, finishing the game with 1-7 to his credit. Referee Colm Lyons gets the contest underway, and it's Tipperary who break first. Kieran Bergen back out here as far as John O'Dwyer, and Bubbles has a go, and Bubbles puts it over the bar after about 8 seconds. What a start. Tipperary fairly well laying down a marker, winning that initial possession and making maximum use of it straight away into the lead. Donald Toohey's puck out. Incidentally, Clare won the toss and opted to play from left to right in the first half, which means they're facing into a bit of a breeze. So Tipperary will be hoping to make as much headway as possible during the opening 35 minutes. Throw of the shoulders there by the corner forward, and that one has gone over the bar. Beautifully done. And it's Podge Collins. First possession, first score, teams are level. What a bright start. Not even 60 seconds gone. Cian Dillon comes out, still going forward, thundering 65 metres out from the Tipperary goal, and then gives the ball poorly away, and Brendan Maher is able to place it in there as far as Noel McGrath. Out here towards Seamus Callanan. Steps away from trouble, hits it, but yeah, has he got it? He has. Tricky enough to win, he judged it brilliantly, inside the left-hand upright, just about, and Tip lead by 3 points to 1. From the puck out, it's gone there as far as Pat Donnellan. Beyond Colm Galvin. Conor McGrath came for it. In there comes Colin Ryan. Nice ball ahead. McInerney. Oh, what a stop. And McInerney tries to follow it in. And it's somewhere in there. And the goal has been given. Nothing that Pádraig Maher could do about it. And Cathal McInerney will take the credit for this. He had a lot of work to do. What a good stop that was. Followed in, and I don't know how they made their minds up on that one, but a goal has been given, and it's first goal of the Alliance League for Cathal McInerney. I'm not sure if it might have even been an own goal. Huge one into the square this time, well stopped. Donald Toohey had to be very active with that one. Still problems here. Seamus Callanan. Oh, the final effort there was by Niall O'Mara. Well, they're claiming the ball had gone wide. Goalkeeper trying to encourage, but the ball has been given as a point. Well, there was a lot of problems here for the Clare full backline to deal with. Swept out initially, and then Niall O'Mara at the receiving end of this ball when finally it came across to him from Seamus Callanan, and his shot deemed to have gone over. Donald Toohey from Crusheen, just trying to place this one with accuracy towards Colin Ryan. The little touch back into the middle towards Conor Ryan. Colm Galvin beaten for it, out by James Barry, out here as far as Dennis Maher, strongly built wing forward, and he hits it with tremendous accuracy. Lovely score by Dennis Maher, his first of this particular semi-final. Well, he made 5 sub appearances during the league, finally got in the quarter-final, scored a goal after 38 seconds against Cork. And this time they target Pat Donnellan, straight into the centre here. Tony Kelly, can he exert a big influence on this match? Hurler of the year last year. Podge Collins got the opening point of the game, or rather the opening point for Clare, that is. Back here as far as McGrath, and Conor McGrath splits the post expertly. So now everybody in the inside forward line has scored. That is assuming we're crediting Cathal McInerney with the goal, which was rather a scrambled one, but he did set it up, no doubt about this one. Conor McGrath's point. Difficult one to contain. Woodlock comes in, mops up, clears it across here. Pádraig Maher. Reaching out for it there was Donnellan, but only as far as Patrick Bonner-Maher. Patrick Bonner-Maher for Tipperary scores. Well, he got the crucial goal against Dublin, and he's got a very important goal here. After 19 minutes of play, an intercepted pass, and Bonamar took off, and there was nothing Tui could do about it, and Tip lead by 4 points, 1-7 to 1-3. Well, he will be very, very pleased with that. Davy Fitzgerald, who would love to add a league title. It's been all of 34 years since Clare last won the Alliance League. It wasn't sponsored at that stage. Comes back out here as far as James Woodlock. Thrown back as far as Michael Cahill. Cahill trying to set something up for Tipperary again here. Good play by Seamus Callanan, causing major problems for Cian Dillon. And a superb shot from right out on the sideline by Seamus Callanan. He's got a 4th point of the day, and Tipperary lead this match by 1-8 to 1-3. In it goes towards Colin McGrath. McGrath wins that race with Paddy Marr. Slipped out as far as Tony Kelly. Woodlock's ahead of him. Woodlock tries to tie him up there. It's Kelly still for Clare. Again, calling for it way out on the left-hand side. Colm Galvin in that vacant wing, hits it and hits it beautifully over. Good work by Clare. That's a bit more like it. They were more precise with their passes that time. The fans will be a lot happier. Clare fans having travelled in big numbers to see points like this from Colm Galvin from Clonlara. Cleaned up here well by Cahill Barrett. The young player has come in from the underage side this year to stake a claim at cornerback. Held on to somehow. Fired away, and that one's gone straight over the bar. Brilliantly done by James Barry, his first ever point in Alliance League hurling. And he's extended Tipperary's lead. They're ahead by 6, 110 to 1-4, and he was a huge distance out when he claimed that one and put it over the bar very convincingly. And the Clare fans are beginning to wonder what's happening here. It's not supposed to be like this for the All-Ireland champions. This puck out towards Podge Collins, broken down, anticipating is John O'Dwyer. And down there, once again, towards O'Mara. Niall O'Mara's got strength, force and determination, and a good eye as well. Woody outside here. Marr inside, once again taken up by Noel McGrath, and McGrath puts it over the bar. 3 or 4 players involved. It's Noel McGrath's first point of the match. And the Tipperary fans are absolutely loving this. They're trouncing Clare here in Limerick by 114 to 15. They work it up here through Brown. Conlon controls well. Slips it diagonally across here, but it should be Padraig Mars. Big Paddy gets across here. Has the chance to place his clearance down towards Patrick Bonamar for Mars in the Tipperary lineup this afternoon. Doggedly picking this one up here and making a burst forward is Pat O'Connor. Back outside it goes. Out there as far as Cathal McInerney, and McInerney tries the shot and puts it over the bar. It's a good conclusion to the opening half for Clare, even if they haven't had the better of things. It's 114 to 17. Half-time whistle has just sounded. It's got to make for an intriguing second 35 minutes. Well, he's probably going to be credited with the goal after 4 minutes or thereabouts. A real scrambled one at that. Half-time score here. It's Tipperary 114, Clare 1-7.
For the kind of insight that comes from the heart of a true Gaelic Games fan, Martin McHugh, only in the Star.
You know, things that in the West we would consider like, you know, more modern freedoms. Still a lot of pressure to marry early. I went to Junction Park, to the marriage market. If I can't get married with that, I don't know.
Des Bishop, Breaking China, Thursday at 10:15 on RTE1.
Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me...
Referee gets the second half underway. Peter Duggan has come in for Clare and joined their inside forward line. So Davy Fitzgerald making his first change. Peter Duggan on, and I think it is the goal scorer, Cathal McInerney, who's made way. One back once again by Conor O'Mahony, helped out there by Michael Cahill. An initial fumble there by Kieran Bergen. That was enough to allow Clare to get in, get possession. Galvin has it. A little bit more intensity from Clare already evident in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. They needed to buck up their performance. They're beginning to do so. Great ball by Colin Ryan across here as far as Podge Collins. Got a point early on. This one laying out one in here as far as Peter Duggan. Duggan has a loose player outside. It's McGrath. And a lot of players to get through. And finally it comes out and it's a brilliant goal. Pat Dublin. Second goal of this year's Alliance League. Well, there was an enormous amount of pressure on Tipperary. They were probably going to be expecting it, but what about this for a connection? Into the ground he hit it, it came up obliquely, and the goalkeeper had difficulty containing it. Brendan Marr taps it down, helped out here by James Barry. Up into the corner, pressure on Jack Brown once again against Niall O'Mara. Brown once more, O'Mara is robbed of the ball there, and Brown gets it away down the field. A good 60-metre clearance. What about that for a catch by James Barry? Brilliantly done by the young man. And then down he goes. Clare don't like the decision. Free's been given against them. Pressure back on. That was a wonderful catch. And in comes Bonner-Marr. He's got one goal. He's got a second one. What a response. 43 minutes are gone. Well, that's an amazing reply. 4 minutes after Donlan's goal for Clare, Patrick Bonner-Marr comes up trumps again into the corner. Lovely crisp shot, and there was no stopping it. Caught superbly once again. Back towards James Barry from Cathal Barrett. One again here, this time by David McInerney. McInerney sets off, loves to solo, loves to take it on, would love to score, and he's got his way. First point in this year's league for David McInerney. Wonderful work by the 21-year-old from Tulla. It's 2-14 to 2-9, so 5 points between them in an intriguing game. Darren Gleeson pucking it out. A little bit more experience required. Once again, it's Galvin. How many times has he picked up? Loose ball, plays it off to Kelly. That familiar style, that confident stroke, that brilliant point by Kelly. They're beginning to eat into the Tipperary lead again, responding to the concession of that second goal a few minutes ago. And Kelly puts it over the bar, 4 between them. Padraig Marr goes up, doesn't collect, Duggan does. And now, here comes Podge Collins, puts it over the bar. Point in each off for Padraig Podge Collins. And now it's 2-16 to 2-13, and you wouldn't put it beyond the All-Ireland champions of 2013 to mount a huge comeback. There were 7 behind at half-time. Eamon O'Shea patrolling the sideline. Tip bidding to get back into the Alliance League final once again. They lost in Nolan Park last year against Kilkenny. Colm Galvin. Here comes Seamus Calnan. Tip needing a score here. Oh, it's well stopped. Opportunity for, oh, there's a penalty, I think. And that was in the square. And the referee indicates, yes, penalty to Tipperary. Oh, it was Patrick Bonner-Marr who was caught, taken down by Cian Dillon. So here we go. Seamus Calnan with 9 points already in the game. His team are ahead by 3. We're after playing 61 minutes of this match. Will it be another goal? He's content to put it over the bar. It's a 10th point for Callinan. Well, now, will that be seen as the wisest course at the end of 70 minutes? It puts them 4 ahead. A goal would have put them 6. Here comes Patrick Donnellan, and Donnellan hits it over to put just 3 between them once again. 2-19 to 2-16 in front of an attendance of 21,403, and the captain and Clare not yet giving up. Gleeson goes to right half forward this time with his puck out, targeting Garrod Ryan, finding instead Patrick Bonner-Marr. Now it's picked up by Garrod Ryan, and Ryan fires it off his left and fires it over and reintroduces himself to the Tipperary fans. 2-20 to 2-16. not one bit happy, I think. And that's an understatement. Race for possession here. Jack Brown goes down, but collecting it, the Tipperary man, who knocks it over the bar. Good play by Shane Burke, showing us what he's capable of doing. A very crafty corner forward. And now it's only a matter of playing out the remaining 60 seconds and Tip on their way to another Alliance League final. And even at this late stage, they're arguing furiously about whose line ball it is. It's hit in eventually by Colin Ryan, and Colin Ryan may well have got the last point of the match. 2-23 to 2-17. Final play of this game, I think. And it's Tipperary who have the possession. Shane McGrath towards Bonner Marr. Bounced unkindly for him, came across here. Cian Dillon trying to get it out. They're all trying to get it out, but not succeeding. And it's set up eventually for Shane Burke to get another one. And Shane Burke, only on as a substitute, gets the last 2 points. Well, he will be very pleased. They showed resolve today, Tipperary. This was a team that scarcely got into the quarterfinals, but they've come to Limerick and they have beaten the All-Ireland champions. It's Tipperary, 2 goals and 24 points. Clare, 2 goals and 17.
I'm not sure again whether you can read absolutely everything to a result like this because the championship is coming up. You know, I mean, I'm very happy and very happy to take the victory. But you know, these games, National League games, they have a habit of maybe not showing exactly what's going on.
And your old pals Kilkenny are waiting for you.
Yeah, who you know, I certainly wouldn't have thought Tipperary had been in the league final a couple of weeks ago. So we're just happy to be there. I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew they'd won, but look, we're delighted to play them.
The resilience of Tipperary there today, the fight from them was incredible. Their hurling was unbelievable. They were picking up scores there. If you look at their wides count, like I think they're only 4 in the first half. We had 6. Like their use of the ball was unreal. They were on fire today. Like they're going to be so dangerous during the summer. It's unreal. But listen, that's what we have to strive towards. That's what we have to get towards now, and we'll do our best. I've always said this. We've a bit of work to do, but we'll try our best as the summer goes on. But certainly we're probably a good bit behind the Tipperary's and Kilkenny's at the moment. But we'll try and make up the ground.
And attendance of over 21,000 enjoying the fair on offer at the Gaelic grounds this afternoon. All of that then has left us with the pairing for this year's Alliance Hurling League final. It will indeed be Kilkenny versus Tipperary, and that final due to be played on this day fortnight on May the 4th. Well, I'm sure Brendan Cummins enjoyed today's semi-final there. Brendan, and I referred to this before we saw the highlights of the match there. The day that you played Clare below in Semple Stadium, I was at that match at half-time. I had a cup of tea with some of the officials that were using words like appalling, brutal, etc. What's changed in the last 5 weeks?
Look, they would have been right at that stage to say there didn't seem to be an awful lot of progress, but I suppose Eamon O'Shea knew that he had a few injuries, a few guys coming back onto the team. Today we saw Conor O'Mahony back into the team, Mikey Cahill playing in his right position at corner back, strengthens up the full back line with Paddy Maher, and the introduction of Gar Ryan with 20 minutes left or so is a huge lift as well for that Tipperary forward line to know that there's somebody coming off of the bench. So there has been great progress in Tip. The introduction of a sweeper system as well with Brendan Maher, they've adapted to the changing game. So Eamon O'Shea will be happy enough tonight, I think, to get over that one.
And I suppose from a Clare point of view, Tomas, the feel-good factor, it did have to sort of stall at some stage.
Yeah, I suppose at the start of the league campaign, that surprised me a little bit coming from where they were as All-Ireland champions, and kind of the way they came out of the blocks. They were absolutely amazing, and they've blitzed teams throughout the league campaign. But I think gradually as the year has gone on, people have looked at Clare, they've looked at their style, they've looked at their sweeper system as well, and teams have now begun to match them. And I think that's what happened today. Kilkenny or Tipperary swarmed all over them and made it very, very difficult for them in key areas of the field, and came out very impressive at the end of it by Tipperary.
That's something that Davy Fitz, Brendan, was complimenting Tip on in his little chat there at the end of the kind of the pressure, if you like, that Clare were put under by Tip today. No doubt,
yeah. Tipperary would have learned from the first day, and every time a Clare forward got the ball or Clare back got the ball, there was 2 or 3 forwards around him. Brendan Bugler would have been a key influencer of the game. Bonner Maher stood big around him, Niall Maher the same way. You know, it was a key part of Tipperary need to set a high tempo, and that was shown by the forwards' work rate off the ball, all the time standing up to Clare back, not letting them look up. And turnovers during the course of the first half, especially with the wind, had a huge contribution to Tipperary getting a platform to win the game.
Sure. Brendan mentioned Bonner there, Tomas. He was certainly a player that caught the eye today.
Yeah, I mean, Tip needed a change of personnel for I mean, I think this is his second game back, and I think he has a massive influence when he's playing in the team, because there's some fantastic ball winners, ball players around the place. But this guy, when he gets the ball into the hand, he sees nothing else but straight down the centre. And again, it was a breaking ball, yeah, a mistake by the Clare back. Here's the second half period. This was crucial, and I mean, I've been critical of Tipperary, Michael, over the last kind of 12 months, that when the game was in the melting pot with 10 minutes to go, some of the big players were gone missing. They didn't stand up. Today, twice in the game, Clare got it back to 3 points. You thought the ascendancy was with them, that they'd go on to push on, but there was a response from Tipperary, and Bonner was central to that.
Well, he certainly played his
I mean,
part
this is the one that the penalty came, right?
Yes.
And what I'm trying to highlight there is that when Cannon went through with the ball, he was the man that followed in, followed up the play and stuff like that. And he's putting his body on the line in the area that matters, and that's in around the square. Not afraid to get hurt, not afraid to take the belt. And I think that's crucial when you have a forward like that as well.
There was kind of a comparison between the two games today, Brent, in the sense that the first match was like a game of two halves. We say with Galway, who played quite well, they were well enough in the first half, and then kind of drifted out of it. You saw a contrast as well in Clare today between the first half performance and later in the game.
Yeah, the wind was very strong down the Gaelic grounds, and we saw the old Clare, the ones we know and love, against the wind. They played the ball around, they showed fantastic patience. You know, the guy in possession was always looking up. Great score from Conor McGrath out near the wing. The sweeper system was certainly something both teams had to come to grips with during the game today. But Clare, again, first half, playing the ball around. Conor McGrath wins it, looks up, finds a pass out to Tony Kelly. No pressure on him then. Looks up again, and this was the way Clare were playing the game in the first half, moving it around the place with a confidence and a swagger. It changed in the second half. They went long on all the puck outs. In the first half, they had played it short. And I think with the Clare forward line, long booming balls down in there, wasn't really going to work, especially with Brendan Maher, the sweeper, picking it up and setting up tip attacks.
Right, Brendan, after the roller coaster league, are you going to win silverware now in a fortnight's time?
Well, like Eamon said, it's a fantastic place to be in now for this Tipperary team. You know, they're coming up against Kilkenny. Game probably will be on in Thurles. The last game we had against Kilkenny in Nolan Park was a serious shootout. Both defences won't have liked looking at the video of that. But we're further down the line now, and Tip in the final, who would have thought it? It's another great game. But like Eamon has said all along, it's now the championship is what Tip are focused on. They'll want to get a good performance against Kilkenny. If they win, well and good. If not, it sets them up for the Limerick game the 1st of June.
For both counties, Tomas, this is national silverware. They'll both want it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you get to a final, you got to try and win it. And I think Tip will want to win this one badly, because they have a couple of scores to settle, I think, against